Hello everyone, welcome to Willy Will's Kitchen. Today we're gonna be making some black beans with rice and fried chicken. So here I got the seasoning, that's what you start with first. Got some adobo, oregano, some minced garlic, some achote, which gives like flavor to the rice or anything you add on it. Some black beans, goya, and some tomato sauce. That's one, and some onions to add into the rice. So I'm here cutting like not even like I think it's a fourth of the onion, cutting up into small pieces because I don't want big chunks of onions on my rice. So we're gonna do cut them sideways then to small pieces, and this is one of the first things that we're gonna add to like cook first to the pan because this takes a while to cook. So I wanted to sit there for my oils to take the flavor, and then once I see it like a little bit brownish or like it's cooked, I add some of the seasonings. So I'm adding, as you may see, I'm adding the onions into the pan that already has oil in it. So I'm just gonna add some salt, cause I don't want my onions like burnt. I think it makes it simmer a little bit. So add some salt, stir it around, and break them off. So I don't want the big chunks to be there. So as you may see, the onions are already sizzling. Then I add the beans because I want my beans to take the flavor in. Like I don't want them to nothing towards the end because then it's gonna check all the flour and take all the flours. So I added the beans. Once I add the beans, I then proceed to add some of the adobo seasoning to it. It depends how much you want to taste of the seasoning. Add a little bit because I know this seasoning is very strong. It's way stronger than the Goya adobo. So I add a little bit of oregano, even though it's not gonna do much to it. But I love oregano, so I just add it to it. Add garlic. One of my favorite things to add to everything is garlic. So I add a little bit chunk of garlic and stir it around. And before we add water into the pan, I like to add some tomato sauce. That will give a beautiful flavor to the rice. So this is just some tomato sauce. So I add it, and as you may see, we're gonna wash our rice, right? And then we're gonna add it. We're gonna use some canilla rice, and then we're gonna add that rice into the beans and everything. We're not gonna add water yet because I want the beans, not the beans, but the rice to intake the flavors of the beans, the onions, the seasoning, the oregano, and everything in it. And once I feel like everything is like mixed up, I then proceed to add at least 2 cups of water. I normally use the same can that the beans come in to add the water. So as you may see, I'm showing the can right here. So I'm gonna add 2 cups of water, not full, but like half. Depends, because I don't like to add too much water because then it's gonna be all watery. It's not gonna taste good. So, and if it needs more water later on, I just add a little bit more. Cover it up, medium heat, because you see how it's boiling right now. We don't want that. We want to take the water slowly so the rice could cook completely. But I want my rice to have some color, so I'm gonna add some achote, which gives colors to everything. To be honest, if you want some color on your food, just add some achote. It gives it some great flavor. And I just cover it back up, lower the heat, and let it sit there for a couple minutes. And as you may see, our rice is done. So I move it around so it wouldn't stick to the pan. Move it around, lay it down. Then I cover the whole rice, turn off the fire, and then we proceed to fry the chicken. Here, this chicken, I had a seasoning already in my fridge. So I'm just gonna add it to some oil that I had. Mind you, I don't want to seem like I'm using old oil, but old oil has the most beautiful flavor that you could ever taste because it retains the flavors from other like fried stuff. So that's why I like to use it. So here I'm using that oil that I used like a day ago to fry my chicken. So the chicken is already seasoned as well, so it's gonna add some extra flavor. So as you may see, here's the final results. I also chopped up some tomatoes and some onions, added some olive oil and some salt, so that could be my salad on the side. But that's my rice and beans and fried chicken. Thank you for watching, everyone, and don't forget to subscribe and comment on some new recipes that I should try.